Hello, everyone. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. Hope your day and your evening is off to a great start. So tonight we have a special topic that I'm really excited to talk about. I just want to talk from my heart, right, and share with you some triumphs and just my story, right? My story of how I was able to overcome uh, um, my how I was able to overcome a bad boss, right? When a bad boss met a black queen. And so I wanted to tell this story because I think it's time to share it. Well, I know it's time to share it because so many black queens have gone through this, are going through this, and I want to tell you how you can survive and come out on top, even when you have a bad boss. So, if this is something that resonates with you or with a woman that you know, please share this with them. Tell them to follow, and of course, turn on the notification bell so you get notified when I go live or when I share some more content. So, if I didn't introduce myself, I am Coach Vet Jet, and I am so happy that you're here. If you're here, and I see that some of you are, please say hello. And if you're watching this in the future, please say hello. And I am going through my messages to say hello right back to you. So, it's been so wonderful just connecting with everyone and answering the questions. If I haven't gotten your question yet, I promise I'll get there. So we're going to hop right into it, right? The topic for tonight is when a bad boss is met by a black queen and how I survived that story. So yes, that is part of my story. That is part of my survival story. That's part of hey KT, how are you doing? That's part of why I'm here now. That is also the reason why I am a career coach. And that's why I'm dedicated to helping women thrive in the workplace, helping women thrive in the workplace, right? Until they can get out and become entrepreneurs and do their own thing because of my story, because I had a bad boss that was just treacherous. And it's truth. It's the truth. It was a horrible boss, horrible situation in a company, an organization that I love, in a career field that I love. And this bad boss is the reason why I'm here to this very day, and is the reason why I was able to just navigate a lot of things that I have gone through, right? So we're going to hop right into it. Hello, hello, hello. If you will, make sure you say hello and welcome. And so we're going to hop right into it. I'm looking at my notes because I don't want to forget anything because I want to give you the blueprint to how to survive and overcome a bad boss. And so first thing is the blueprint for thriving, right? And reclaiming your power. So let me tell you my story. My story started that I had a boss, and he and I were peers at one time until we both applied for the same position. He got it. Naturally, he got it because, he was more tenured in the department, and it was a department that was very difficult and challenging to manage, right? And so he and I both applied for a leadership position in this department, and he got it. And once he got the position, he became the worst boss ever. Mind you, at one time I was working right alongside him. We were doing the same thing, the same type of work. Wasn't too our objectives were pretty much the same. But when I tell you, it seems like everything flipped once he became my boss. I don't have a problem with leadership. I don't have a problem with bosses. I don't have a problem or issue with people because I love leadership. And I really thought, he would be a great leader. I never would have dreamed in a million years that he would become the worst boss of my life. Cheryl, how are you doing? Oh, you're looking gorgeous. Thank you. I will continue to shine. I never would have dreamed in a million years that he would become the worst boss ever. Like that he would do, he would say sneaky, sly stuff to me in front of other people, in front of the team members, in front of people that reported to me. One time he called me sneaky, one time he called me sly, and I was like, why would you say that about me? Like, I've never been sneaky, I've never been sly. What is that about? He would say just off the wall comments or very offhand comments in front of people. And then I will find out that he'll be talking about me with other team members behind my back. And he would always have a stance as though I did something wrong. He will always pose it as though I didn't do something right, or that they need to watch out for me. They need to be on the lookout for me. I never forget because part of it, we worked in the warehouse, and he would plant different things in the warehouse to see if I would see them or say something about it. And then he would have plants right inside. Like, he had informants inside that would just run back and say, "Oh, she said this or she said that." Another instance was where, because I'm a black woman, right? They had this perception of the way a black woman would speak or how she would carry herself. And it was always with the head rolling and just the snapping of the fingers, the hands on the hip. And I said, I don't ever speak like that. That's just not naturally what I do or how I do it. And so when they would imitate me, when he would imitate something I said or did, that's how he did it. And so it was really challenging to be under a bad boss. And so, first step, right? I'm gonna write it down because I don't want to forget. And this is the first time I'm really sharing this story publicly, right? So I'm just speaking from the heart, and I'm just going to tell you how I was able to survive the bad boss. First thing I did was a lot of prayer. Um, and that's the truth. It took a lot of prayer for me to deal with that situation because it was pure evil. It was pure evil, and it was damaging to my internal soul, right? The very nature of who that is, it was so devastating to have someone come up against me with such evil intent. And I had never, ever experienced that before, right? So that was a situation where I truly had to pray. I had to figure out, what am I going to do? Because I had to make several different choices, right? The choice to stay on this job, right, until I found something different, so that I could feed my family. As a single mom, right, we all have those decisions that we have to make sometimes in bad situations or unfavorable situations, right? So I had to make a choice. What am I going to do? How am I going to navigate? And especially with a career in an industry that I truly loved. So then my first thing was, I prayed. I prayed constantly, right? I prayed for self control. I prayed for guidance, and I prayed for God to deliver me out of that because I knew, I'm like, I can't stay. I cannot live like this because I don't live in a world where everyone is negative or everyone is evil towards me, right? Because I have been in the military for years. I never come across such bad leadership or a bad boss. And so this queen first decided to pray. And when I tell you, things got worse before they got better. So the first thing I say is that I had to pray about it. The second thing, I created a plan, right? I created a plan, a very, very, very strategic plan to get out of there, right? And I had a very definite timeline, because what I saw, one of the other things he did, right? Oh my gosh, as I think about it. So I had a strategic plan because the final straw was when it came time for the yearly evaluations and performance appraisals. It was myself and two other Black supervisors that were negatively appraised, negatively. And mind you, we were a group of leaders and we all did the same jobs, maybe on different shifts, but it all was very much the same. It was just the same task over and over. And so he gave me a bad review, and I had never received a bad review in all of my time of working. So what I did was I gathered all the documentation to show proof of my work, right? Because I had started writing things down so that I could prove the microaggressions that he was doing towards me, the underhanded and undertone comments that he was making to me and to other, in the department. And so when he had given me that negative, unfounded performance appraisal, what I did was I gathered all my documentation of what I had done and how it was in line with the standard of the organization, and how it wasn't very different from what the other leaders were doing in the department that I was in. I took that to his boss and let them know exactly what was going on so that they could see exactly how I was being treated and what was being done to me. And I wanted proof. I wanted proof that this was right and this was accurate. And no one could prove to me that this was right, it was fair, or accurate. No one could prove that to me. And so, thankfully, his leader reversed that. And I was like, well, why didn't we just do the right thing to begin with? And I was shocked because I'm like, how would you all sign off on that, right? How would you allow a bad boss to come against his black queen for no reason, right? So I see, hey, imperfect willingness. How are you doing? I'm sorry, imperfect wellness. How are you doing? I'm really enjoying your content. Thank you. I see myself as a scrum master. Oh, I love that. We can talk about that. That leads me to being a scrum master. My current industry is higher education. Oh, look, I can put it on the screen. I don't know why I always do that. There you guys go. So you can see it too. How are you doing? Imperfect wellness with, is it Deja? I think I might say it wrong. I'm sorry. I'm an academic advisor and program development specialist. I like that. We'll talk about that in a minute. So yes, so I took that negative performance appraisal to his boss to let him know exactly what was going on, because there's no way that he wasn't aware of that. It was no way that he wasn't aware of that. I was astonished because they had allowed that to happen, right? And so my strategic plan was, one, I'm not going to let them put a negative performance appraisal on me when it wasn't founded. It was not founded information. So that was the second thing I did. I had a strategic plan, and that was to truly protect my name and reputation as an employee, as a black woman, as Yvette, right? Because I took a lot of pride, and I still do, in who I am, what I do, and how I do it. And then my other plan, part of the other plan was, I said, I'm going to get education and I'm going to get certifications. And so that next time I come up for such a position, that you can't say because I don't have enough education. Because what they also said to me was, well, he has a bachelor's, you don't. Well, there we go again, right? So I went back to school. I went back to school and I got my bachelor's degree. And I said, okay, so education won't stop me and I won't be deterred by that. And then to your point, imperfect wellness, then that's when I got my Scrum Master certification. And I said, I will not be denied, because I realized that part of the success, I think, of anyone in the career field is to have education with certifications, education with certifications. And that's when my life started to transform, because I saw other options. And so people always ask me, well, Yvette, why a Scrum Master certification? Because I wanted to serve people. I still love to serve people. And the Scrum Master role allowed me to do that. So with my education, my certification, that was part of my strategic plan to build up myself enough that I could market myself to any other industry. And so I have been in a particular industry for years, right? For over 20 years. And so I wanted to test my mettle. So I stepped outside of that industry, and I stepped outside with my education in hand and with my Scrum Master certification in hand. And I realized, just like I've told you all several times, I knew I had been a scrum master in different roles. I just never could pinpoint it, right? I could never just put my finger on it. So not only did I get a scrum master certification, but I got my product owner certification which meant I could oversee products. I knew I didn't really want to be a project manager per se, right? I have been a project manager, but I can't say it's like my jam. It's the thing I love to do. But I knew I could own a product, and I knew I could talk with the business, and I could talk with the developers, and I could bridge that gap so that they understood what had to be developed and what had to be done. So if you're here, say hello. And if you're here in the future, make sure you say hello to. I would love to say hello to you. So part of me surviving, part of my survival story was getting my education, getting my Scrum Master certification, then getting my product owner certification so I could be ready, right? So I could be ready for the opportunity. And I knew that my opportunity was going to come. And so then I looked at my resume, I looked at my skill set, and I said, oh, that what else can you add to this? What can you do? And so, just like many of you that have come to me, I also, when I first started out, I went to a career coach and she was able to look at my resume. She gave me encouragement. She gave me motivation before she did anything. She gave me encouragement. She gave me motivation. And she gave me that sense of self respect that he almost tried to take away from me. And I say almost because I will tell anyone he tried metaphorically to like beat my confidence out of me, right? Without touching me, but just through the words and just through the condescending conversation and tones. He tried so hard to get that out of me. But I went to the career coach and she was amazing. And she was able to talk me through my career journey. And what I saw, well, I didn't see it, right? I didn't know, but she saw on that paper, she saw in me more than I ever had seen in myself, which was amazing that she was able to deduce what I could do, what I had done, and what I'll do in the future on my black and white. And I was really shocked, right? And she's like, Yvette, you've been a scrum master forever. She's like, you've been a project manager forever. She's like, why don't you go in that direction? Because I was gonna go in a whole different direction. And so part of surviving was finding a different lane to speed in, right? So that's what I'll say. I found a different lane to speed in. So what I would encourage any woman is when you're trying to overcome a bad boss, when you're trying to survive that bad experience, right? Find a different lane to speed in. Don't stay in that lane and don't ever try to dim your light or reduce who you are to make someone else happy, to please someone else. We have another comment here. I was wondering how you got in. I was wondering how you got in this from. I never heard you mention that before. Yeah, I don't think I ever have, right? Because it's one of those stories, right, that I don't really tell very often, just because it was really a tough time, and it was really a challenging time, and it really hurt me for the longest time because I loved what I did, right? But I realized part of that journey and that survival brought me to where I am now, which is why I am so passionate and so adamant to help wonderful women, right? Get to where their story is a survival and where they're not just surviving, but thriving. So, like over the weekend, I have to do this update story as well. Over the weekend, I had the great opportunity to host my first career success challenge. Amazing women. Oh my gosh. When I tell you we have some amazing Black queens out there, and I'll call it as it is, there are some amazing Black queens out there. And when we were sitting at the table, and I told them, my hope and my prayer is that the world sees them as I saw them that weekend. I'm talking about powerful women, lawyers, doctors, master's degree, CPA, professors, just sitting around that table with those women was inspiring, right? Was just, I mean, it was so moving for me, and I felt so honored. And but I was also taken aback by how bad bosses have treated these women. And I said, we have to thrive and survive. So part of surviving, part of my story of surviving is finding somewhere different, finding somewhere softer to be, right? So that I don't have to be against and keep going against the pressure and the grain of a bad boss. And people always would say, well, just stay so you can show them. No, 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 no. I stopped trying to show people a long time ago. Sometimes it's just better to leave a situation and you never know where a better opportunity will come. And that's what happened, right? That's what happened. That's how I got into Scrum. That's how I was able, hey, Shantae, how are you doing? That's how I was able to be happier in my life, right? And to make more money. Because what I realized is that role was keeping me at least $20,000 to $30,000 under what I truly was valuable for being, right? And so part of that is honestly taking the opportunity to truly observe and survey what you do and how you can do it, right? And how you can take the skills that you have now and evaluate those skills and transform them into something different. So, part of surviving as a Black queen, y'all hear me when I say this, part of surviving as a Black queen is to truly recognize your greatness. You have to recognize your greatness. Part of my survival kit was constantly the self talk that I would allow in my own self to manifest, right? And I always said that no matter what, I'm going to be okay. No matter what, I'm going to survive this, right? And I had to speak to myself, I had to speak encouragement to myself, or else I wouldn't have survived. He would have been able to win. And I said, I won't let him win in the fight of making me feel less than and belittling who I am. Um, so let's Shantae says, I'm trying to get in touch with you. What do you mean you're trying to get in touch with me? You can email me at what is my email? Vet@vetjet.com, vet@vetjet.com. Or if you want a one-on-one coaching session with me, reach out to me, vetjet.com. That's my website. I'll put it up here on the board. So yeah, hello, Maven from New Orleans in the house. How are you doing? So yeah, we're just talking about how to survive as a Black queen. Does anyone else have a survival story? So that's part of my journey, right? I prayed, I had a strategic plan, I got my education, I got my certification. I got that and went on about my life, and I applied to everywhere. I got me. I hired a career coach to guide me so they could see past some of the things I wasn't able to see in myself or for myself. And they were able to see that. They were able to speak into that. They were able to give me a new leash on life, which really unleashed the beast, right? So it unleashed me, it unhinged me. And once I was able to be unhinged, I'm telling you, I said, I'm taking on the world by storm, and I'm not giving up. And so that's part of surviving, right? Because what I've learned in talking with women and coaching women, there's so many things we encounter, so many things we go through on a daily basis and in these careers and in corporate America that will truly tear at you, right? And truly tear you down. And I am so shocked, right? Not shocked. I'm saddened, I guess you could say, by the amount of women that are overqualified, right? That are truly like wonderful people that aren't in the roles and positions and making the money they deserve, and how people have a negative stereotype of these women. And that's really disturbing to me. And so part of it is just taking back who you are, taking back the what you own as far as your education, your certifications, and just your mindset, right? Don't let a bad boss adjust your mindset about how great you are. I guess that's one of my biggest things. That oh man, don't let anyone tear you down, right? That's how you survive. And hey, Tracy Jernigan, how you Tracy, I'm gonna call you tonight or tomorrow, I promise. I have a couple coaching calls actually right after this in about 6 minutes. But yeah, we're gonna connect. Let's see what other comments do I hear. Okay, I just checked. That is the email I use. Okay, resend me the email. I'm still going through tons of it's been very, 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 very busy. The holiday was busy as well as coaching over the weekend was very busy. And I'm still trying to get my sea legs under me as well as transferring all my data to a brand new system. So Coach Jet is being a big girl and she is having her own CRM system. So I am truly transferring all my data like line by line because I want to bring that to you all in February. Oh, it's January. In February, I want to bring that to you all where you have your own CRM platform so you can build your business. And so part of it, part of my journey, right, is getting out of that situation, not trying to prove something to him, not trying to prove anything to the company, but getting my education, my certification, my Scrum Master, and my product owner. Then years later, I got my my agile coaching certification, which honestly just opened up so many other doors just in coaching and developing women, right? That's my lane. I love to develop women. And so over the weekend, I was telling you all that just jumped on that we had the career success challenge, which was amazing. Just seeing these women grow and honestly coaching them through things I've already gone through in my journey as a Black woman, trying not trying but overcoming a bad boss, which is one of the things I really had to strive very hard to do. It was a mindset transfer. It was just shifting who I was. I never forget I had another boss that she tried to do a similar thing, right? Tried to truly ignore, right, and underestimate what I was capable of. I would bring her just some fresh, innovative ideas, and she was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." Like, that was really good information. And that's what drove me. I said, I'm going to get my doctorate. I'm going to get my doctorate in leadership because I want to have knowledge and I want to have it associated with a degree. So for me, that just means something, right? Not everyone wants to go that far, but for me, so I can develop and so I can educate people, right? So my way to overcome a bad boss is to teach other people how to overcome them. Then I said, I'm gonna teach students how not to be a bad boss, right? I am adamant about teaching my students how not to be a bad boss, how to treat people right, how to treat people with kindness, how to lead from the heart. So part of my survival story is teaching other people and not letting it destroy me, not letting it be who I am and not holding on to it, right? But I'm able to teach and help and influence other women so that you and you and you and you and you and sisters and aunties can truly, truly be healthy and whole again because the world deserves you in who you are and as you are. So I would love to hear your stories. I would love to hear how you're surviving that bad boss and how you as a Black queen are thriving now and how you'll continue to thrive in the future and beyond because I just want to tell you you're worth it and you're valuable and don't let anyone take that away from you. So I guess to wrap it up because I have to hop over to another call. I have a coaching call in just a few minutes. I wanted to tell you one, pray about it, right? Don't let that define you. Two, have a strategic plan of how to get out. Two, I always say educate. Three, education certifications. And then honestly, find someone that can help you see beyond what you see beyond your current moment, see beyond who you are, and truly invest in yourself because it's important. So just know that. And if you need help in any way, let me know. Here, let me give you my. Oh yes, someone asked me how do they get on my email list. This is my email list, leadership.betjet.com/negotiation. So get on my email list. I'm always going to send out encouraging things. I'm always going to send out information to update. So make sure you get on my email list. And then for those of you that always ask me, and I thank you for asking about Scrum. I love Scrum. I love, love, love Scrum. Oh my goodness. It's the thing that saved my life. It really is. I'm having a workshop. Oh, next week. Oh, the 17th, 18th, and 19th. So it's next week Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So sign up. Spaces are limited. I'm not sure if I'm gonna offer it again in February. So sign up now, leadership.betjet.com/scrum mastery. I would love to have you. And I'm hearing so many success stories of women that got their certification already. It hasn't even been a month ago, but they already have their certification. And they are on the hunt for something new, something better, and something different. And I say, the Scrum Master certification, I think that that is misspelled. What is misspelled? I keep hearing that Scrum Masters are being, and they're not being eliminated. I keep hearing that too. I know several people that's still working as Scrum Masters, and the job boards are still going up, and they're still offering the certification, and it's still being taught in schools. So no, it's not being eliminated. It's not. It's not. I think that that is a misspelling. Scrum, no, Scrum Mastery. So no, the word is Scrum Master. My toolkit is the Scrum Mastery. So yes, so I'm gonna teach you how to master it. So no, it's Scrum Mastery. But yeah, that should be the website. And if it's not Scrum, I'm not sure what you mean, Shantae. Send me an email. I'll be happy to help you. But yeah, I would love to know how you're thriving and surviving in these in your arena and your lane. So let me know how I can help you. I hope to see you in the near future in one of my workshops or in my one-on-one coaching and my group coaching program. And hey, Tammy from Chicago, this is the year of change. This is the year of change and pivot. This is a year that I really believe that women are going to go into what they're designed to do, go into, and they're going to be everything that they're designed to be. So I believe I'm with you. This is the year of the pivot. Um, I just came. Oh, you just came. You just came in after taking your course, and will be able to. Good job. I just came in after taking your course. Will one be able to become a? Yeah, you can get your Scrum Master certification after taking my course. I teach you everything you need to know. All right, friends, I gotta go. We'll talk soon. Bye for now.